this is the computer with the chassis open. I opened up the right side, and I'm looking directly down on it. Now, essentially, the drives are at the top of the screen. The power supplies on the lower right. The CPU's on the lower left. And the rear of the computer, essentially that's where all the connectors are. Now, essentially on the one that you're going to be assembling, the power supply is going to be on the lower left, and the CPU is going to be in the middle of the motherboard. Now, with the power supply, with the motherboard, you're going to have to remove the screws that secure the motherboard on the chassis. Now, the first thing you should be looking at is removing the disk drive cables. So that's going to be these rather fat serial cables here, or parallel cables, and you're going to be removing these, and also you're going to remove these from the motherboard itself. So they essentially come off like so, and this is the connector for it. So it just snaps off of the motherboard, and this here is the connector for it. And so the first thing you should do is you should remove all the cables. So you'll remove this. Anything that's secured onto the motherboard, you have to remove. So this power supply has this big fat cable. This will have to be removed as well. And this connector essentially snaps out. And the power supply has two such connectors that need to be removed. On my machine it has actually three, but you're going to have to follow the cables from the power supply itself, find out where they're attached to the motherboard, and then just basically snap out. And so that would be the power supply you would remove. You would remove these disk drive cables. You'll also remove the PCI cards, being your wireless card and your video card, and those are these expansion cards. Now, they're secured onto the chassis itself, so you're going to have to follow the card to the rear of the chassis and then unscrew them. They're secured with one screw each. So you'll unscrew that. You'll take out the card. I believe in your case there may be two or three. So with the cards removed, with the cables from the power supply that are attached to the motherboard, with them removed, with the disk drive cables removed from the motherboard, and also you're going to find some odd connectors from the chassis itself that will be attached to the motherboard. So you're going to see some odd cables also mounted onto the motherboard, which you will have to remove. And you'll have to proceed to remove the motherboard from the chassis itself, and it is secured onto the chassis with approximately, I'd say, 5 to 6 screws. So you're going to